This chilling video, released late Tuesday, appears to show the 40-year-old American photojournalist James Foley on his knees with his executioner next to him, holding a knife in his left hand. Foley was a seasoned foreign correspondent on assignment for the Global Post when he disappeared in northern Syria. His murder is retaliation for U.S. airstrikes that have stopped the ISIS advance in northern Iraq. It's the latest outrage from the soldiers of the Islamic State.
This is a tragedy which is beyond imagining. There are no words to describe this kind of inhumanity.
Lawmakers in Washington say ISIS is capable of carrying out an attack on U.S. soil and warn that the president must deal with the militants now.
ISIS' method of diplomacy are beheadings, crucifixions, mass executions, or live burials, and enslavement of women and forced marriages. These are evil people. They need to be defeated.
This Yazidi American says she lost at least 20 family members in the genocide.
My mother's sister-in-law's family, before the genocide, there was 24 members in total. As of now, including her, there is only one other member of their family remaining. 22 of them have been killed. So out of 24, there's 2 left.
Across the globe, opposition to ISIS is growing. In Germany, thousands of Kurds, Yazidis, and others took to the streets of Hanover, calling on the international community to intervene. Religious leaders are speaking out too. On Monday, the Pope gave his blessing to military action to stop the terrorist group. Patriarchs in Lebanon are also calling for action to stop the persecution of Christians displaced in Iraq. Even Muslim leaders are slamming the actions of ISIS. Saudi Arabia's top cleric says the group is Islam's #1 enemy, and representatives of several Muslim organizations call the radical group a monster. Meanwhile, a group of religious scholars here in the U.S. are calling for the destruction of ISIS. The online petition, signed by Dr. Robert George of the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom and many others, says, quote, "None of us glorifies war, but warns that nothing less can stop the Islamic militants' campaign of genocide against religious minorities and unconscionable acts of barbarism against defenseless women and children."
Christians, Yazidis, Kurds, even members, as I say, of the Sunni majority, all of these people are being victimized, and victimized in a genocidal way, being wiped out as communities by these monsters.
He says the international community must come together to destroy ISIS.
This is not a case of us Christians or us Americans against Islam. Islamic leaders throughout the Middle East are calling for the destruction of ISIS as well. We have no choice here. We must join across international bounds. The United States shouldn't do this alone, but in solidarity with other nations across the globe to stop this.
And he warns that if ISIS is not defeated, the militant army will expand its territory.
ISIS, Islamic State, has no intention of stopping in Iraq. They mean to go on to Syria, throughout the Middle East, and they mean to carry out terrorist attacks in Europe and in the United States. These people do not idly threaten. When they threaten, as they have threatened, they make good on their threats. We must stop them now.
Charlene Aaron, CBN News.